Now, what kind of people is God looking for? When a disciple is made, what do they look like? There's an interesting scripture in the book of Ezekiel, Ezekiel 14, verse 14 to 15. The scripture says, even though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in the midst of a particular country, by their own righteousness, they could only deliver themselves, declares the Lord. I found that very interesting, and I went back to find out, why did the Lord pick on these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job? What is special about them? In Genesis 6:9, there's a description of Noah. The scripture says, Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his time. Noah walked with God. Righteous, blameless, walking with God. And God is bragging on Noah. Could this be an example of the kind of person God is looking for? God is asking us to go and make disciples, but what do they look like when they have been made? They look like Noah, righteous, blameless, walking with God. How about Daniel? In Daniel 6 and verse 4, the scripture says that they could find no ground of accusation or evidence of corruption, inasmuch as Daniel was faithful and no negligence or corruption was to be found in him. That's a description of Daniel. That is God writing Daniel's CV. No evidence of corruption. He was a faithful person. No negligence was found in him. Is this the kind of person God is wanting us to raise? I believe it is. How about Job? In Job chapter 1 and verse 1, the scripture says there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. That man was blameless, upright, fearing God, and turning away from evil. Again, the kind of man that God can brag about. So in raising of disciples, we want to raise people who are upright. We want to raise people who are walking with God. We want to raise people who have courage. We want to raise people who think godly thoughts and are not influenced by the thoughts of corruption in the world. We want to raise people who walk with God.